Okay, I think some of the concern, there was protest by primary school teachers, and children have been out of school for about 3 months. We know that you have a meeting scheduled, but why is it taking so long? I mean, couldn't this have been addressed a little earlier?
Okay, I thought you would have said, thank God steps are taken to resolve the problem. But you know the background. You know, that is what I've always told people. That I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say, I'm going to do personally with you. But it has to do with our kind of journalism. We don't carry out what we call investigative journalism. You just see somebody carrying placards and that. Have you gone to find out whose responsibility? It's not our responsibility.
It's the local government.
It's the area council. Several times we have come to intervene. Have you had any secondary school that's any strike? Have you heard that we don't pay workers their salaries? Remember too, you are going to talk about autonomy of local government. You are forcing me to seize their funds. Tomorrow you say, governors, FCT minister, always collect the money from the allocation of the local government. Is that responsibility? We have come together. We said this. The last time, we have to build them at 60% of the money. This time around, we start. And also, the teachers should also try to understand too. We know, and that's one of the problems we hold in this country today, of our top of democracy and on top of federalism, where you fix minimum wage for everybody without considering the peculiarities. Now, you have said this is what they're going to earn. But you've not found out what is the allocation to these area councils and how much do they make? Do they have the capacity to pay this? Why would they have allowed them to negotiate? But again, it has happened, it has happened.
Good.
Again, I do not have the power to seize their funds. It requires intervention. Mind you, we don't have any assembly. Our assembly is the House of Reps and Senate. So I cannot unilaterally take action except they amend the law. I cannot. So when I start to have a chance, listen, in negotiations, it's give and take. You two must face a reality. You see, one problem we have with labor is they like, who will say you should not earn your wages or whatever? Who will do that? But the reality is, with what they are facing, with the funds available to them, can they? Certainly not. However, you can say, okay, let us take it in phases. What they are talking about is arrears. Do you know how much you are talking about? About 18 billion naira. And I said, look, it's not in dispute, it's not in doubt. Even some of the demands they make are outrageous. Don't do respect. But however, we have struggled, and this and they have got it. Okay. Do you know what? Which is even illegal, what I've done? By seizing the 10% IGR of the area councils. May and June, I said, don't give to them. Let's calculate it, how much is it? Let's see how much we can put in.
With their consent?
Now you're talking about consent.
Yeah.
You see, now you're talking about
consent. It's about sustainability
Yes.
as well.
See, these are the things.
Yeah.
So if we follow the way it's supposed to be, the legal aspect of it, you know what I'm doing is not constitutional. You know that?
Yes.
It's not. However, this is where public interest now overrides. It's okay. Look, should we continue to allow our our children to be at home simply because by law you have no power to do it. So that it's not every time we talk law.
Yeah,
I thought when it does not favor you, you journalists will come up. He has no such powers.
Yes.
But there's a danger in that, isn't it?
But what do I do? Well, what do I do? Do you want me to wait for amendments? How long will it take? Then it can take you to 1 year.
But are these solutions sustainable? Because if you handle the situation
that
today,
is one of them. What is sustainable is that the law must be amended. But in amending that law, it will take a long time, and then you continue to run. If I did not give you this background now, you may not have even the Federal Minister of Education issued a statement. It is not FCT. It is area council, like you said, local government council. It's like in the states now. You are owing salary. You are saying federal government has not done anything. What is the business with the federal government? They're giving you the allocation. You can pay 26. You can solve your problems.
Empirically, are we saying that even the responsibility of paying primary school teachers is beyond the capacity of the local governments and area councils? Are we saying so?
I think so. I believe so. Let me tell you. And I say it here. When you see the staff of the FCT, you will ask yourself, how did FCT have almost 50,000 workers? How? As I speak to you now, the salary is about almost 13 billion every month. Now, what do we get from the federal government? If the federal government gets 800 billion naira a month, they give us 1%. 1% of 800 billion is 8 billion naira. It's 8 billion naira. With 8 billion naira, can I pay the salary with the minimum wage? Can you pay the allowances that health hazard this all kinds? It's only in Nigeria I see all kinds of things. I heard they went and locked the gates, right? No worker, but they are taking their salary. But have they asked? You lock gates, but your salary will be paid.
Okay, Your Excellency, ordinarily,
yes,
you know, you've given a whole lot of explanations.
Yes.
Plausible, no doubt. But knowing you,
yes,
one would have still expected,
yes,
that the strike by primary school teachers would not last this long, that you would have intervened early enough. But that is one, sir.
I thought we did intervene, but the workers, the teachers, have somewhat been realistic. That it will be difficult for this front, just once, it will be difficult. Allow them to pay in phases. That's what I said here. I'm not saying that the area council don't also have their own portions of blames, you know. I'm not saying that. But we must be realistic. Government is not done. Government is not run that way.
But the councils have no problem with the kind of Marshall Plan that you propose now, which is warehouse their own share of your internally generated revenue and then augment it by probably up to 60%.
As it is now,
I just want to be sure whether that is going to be on a sustainable basis.
We were meeting today by 12 this afternoon, and they have not been happy that, but I say, well, the situation we are now, that's what we can do about it.
What are they not happy with?
All they are saying that, look, it's our right. I say, well, it's our right. We have to stabilize the FCT. We don't have to cause security crisis. While it's our right. So, you know, under normal circumstances, some could go to court to challenge it. Some could go to court. And whether you like it or not,
So,
The issue is, do you have the right to stop their phones?
No, but yes,
Do you have the right? Certainly not. Because again, on a human face, you are ready to take the risk.
yeah.
And these are things we want you to also bear with us.
yeah.
That it is not easy. These are our challenges. These are problems for us.
Okay, second.
With
It's long.
with the FCT experience, particularly regarding this teacher strike, would you want to advocate a kind of a constitutional review in terms of what should be the responsibility?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. At least to make payment of teacher salaries
too.
sustainable.
Yeah.
You see, that's where you see in most states, sometimes when you say states are tampering
Yes.
with local government funds, it's not just primary school teachers that are workers. Because they don't want anything that will make teachers to sit at home. So it gives room now to interfere in local government allocation.
Now, just to pursue what he said about long-term solutions, because
Yeah, what I'm saying.
is it possible to start now and perhaps get some law put in place before your time in office is up?
The chairman of FCT and the chairman of media councils in the House of Reps, they will all be here today. We have met and they've all agreed to see how they will propose some amendments that will see how we'll be able to, reduce this kind of problems in the future. And they appreciate and agree that people don't have the facts about the entire scenario. I didn't ask them, why do you lock up FCT? Why not go to the area council and lock up? Well, you are not under me. So why do you come here to lock the gate, cry and carry children to come and to still don't bother them? What bother did that look? You cannot see the future of the children, not being allowed to grow. It's not fair.
So I guess they come to